All right. So, with people who lack certain social skills, such as understanding how to be vulnerable or expressing their emotions, have you found that art or creativity helps them cope with their emotions and learn how to develop those skills?
I'm going to back off the question a touch and still cover, I think, the essence of the answer you're looking for here. And it's a crazy world. This year, if you haven't noticed yet, it's really wild. And there is no way to have a clue about social cues in the end. You could be at it, but in the end, you're gonna miss what people think you should have picked up. Or social awkwardness, whatever that means. At some level, if you're not awkward out here being social, you're just lying to yourself. At some level, there's no such thing as being comfortable socially. It's like and maybe I put it this way, the discomfort that one has socially, when you're comfortable with your discomfort, that looks like social comfort. But really, stuff is coming at us at such a rapid rate that being uncomfortable socially or having difficulty with self-expression can only be a variant of natural human tendency. In the bottom line, we're all having difficulty expressing ourselves adequately. And even the best oratorian, I like to think that I'm fairly articulate. Even the best oratorian, if using simply words, will have considerable difficulty getting across his or her point. Because words are limiting, and you got to find the right word. You got to actually articulate the right word. You got to heave it over to the other person, have them hear it right, them put it in their brain and decide whether it's defined, slip it into a sentence, come up with a concept, and have an idea. Some sort of strange notion that what you tried to produce to get over there actually has gotten over there. And the bottom line is very unlikely that what I'm saying is landing over there, anything like what I think I'm saying. There's a lot of moving parts between me designing a sentence and you getting it. So given that as a fact, as an actual fact, words, even in the very best of hands, and even in the most cleanest of social interactions with people who you know and love and know and actually appreciate and may even know their next steps and their finest intentions, there's going to be considerable difficulty in self-expression and in considerable challenges, I should say, in the world of self-expression and in the world of authentic listening.
Do you feel like art, creativity, or self expression does help people?
Yeah, for certain. But what the next step to really get is that in this concept that mental illness doesn't inherently exist except in a conversation. One of the spaces that I would say that is the bridge to art and performing arts and creativity is that what mental illness is simply a function of not being heard or not being self-expressed to the point that you are being heard, a bounce back that happens in there. So in the world of communication, which requires self-expression and authentic listening, and those things, I would say, far expanded beyond that which the voice and the ears deal with, then creativity and performing arts, the creativity and creative arts and performing arts have a place like no other in truly getting self-expression across without even having to speak to it. You might notice when you talk about art or you talk about music, you don't do it justice. You can't. And tell me a little bit about Beethoven. He was cool. That's about how good we get. And you listen to him and you get that he was cool doesn't really hold what it is that he was, or Rembrandt, or any kind of original thought. If you start talking about these people, you're like, yeah, I like Berezovsky, to find that. That's just ridiculous, actually. But that's what words has us say. But watching Berezovsky or listening to Beethoven or really staring down at Rembrandt, here's a complete expression and reception of communication that far exceeds anything that can be done in the vocal world. Okay. It sounds like I landed that. That's good. Using words, thank goodness for that. I just landed something. And what I have to say about that is that I would say that nearly all mental illness actually is actually a function of the deficiency that comes when we focus only on vocality and hearing. What I have found with my so-called mentally diagnosed patients or previously mentally ill or thought to be mentally ill or patients, is that upon taking them off of medications and getting them to see that that the medications were actually causing more damage than they were
Mm.
assisting in, a, an easy move to something I call the creative aid, which is music, art, singing, dancing, drama, cooking, writing, and gardening, which are all action steps: music, art, singing, dancing, drama, cooking, writing, and gardening.